What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. And this week, we are featuring a Philly-based band. I have here the bassist and guitarist extraordinaire from Heavy Temple, the High Priestess Nighthawk.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this. Now, how's things? Did you all get hit in that snowstorm here that just happened, or were you all missing that?
Yeah, so it's funny, actually. We're getting ready to go on this tour, and we've had to cancel practice more times than we've had it so far this year. So we got caught in a little bit of it, but this last time wasn't too bad around.
Yeah, so I've got members of the podcast group up in Connecticut, and they totally got blasted with he had the yardstick out, and it was 25 inches of snow in his yard. So
my cousin works up at Logan, so he was just taking care of that all weekend, I guess.
Holy shit! See, that's up there. I mean, you all are kind of fucking prepared for it, at least.
I mean, you would think that we would be prepared, but local governments might say otherwise.
Yeah, no shit, right? Oh my gosh, fucking anything fucking government would say otherwise, and
yeah, I know.
Yeah, fuck a bunch
They're
of
like,
that
yeah,
shit.
It's fine. We know you guys got 1 million potholes, and we got control. It's fine. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it's like they almost couldn't fucking do anything about that. That's fucking terrible with all the potholes, though, when you really think about it, because then you can't fucking scrape the fucking road because you're just scraping at fucking level, and then it just gets fucking worse.
And then they'll put a cone over it, and then just leave it. I'm like, yeah, man, totally. Okay.
Hey, I've actually seen where there was a dude in a city that was spray painting cock and balls.
Yeah, because if you fix it yourself, well, that's the thing. If you fix it yourself, they can fine you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So the only way to get them to fix it is by spraying obscenities on them, I guess. But
yep. And
pentagrams and dicking balls everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not? If it gets it done, it gets it done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, you gotta fucking motivate them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was half expecting this to be like Demolition Man at this point.
I mean, well, I don't know. Give it 5 years, dude.
I mean, it might be soon. We're kind of on track for that, I think.
Or maybe Repo Man. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Wow. So anyway, we're getting off on a tangent early on, as we often do here. Nighthawk is here with us from Heavy Temple. Soon to be going on a tour across April through the Midwest. And where, 15 or 16 dates is what I'm looking at?
Something like that, around 2 weeks. Or a little bit more than that. So we're going up north first, and then coming kind of back down, swinging out to the Midwest, and then dipping in just the toes into the south, and then coming back up.
Yeah, for sure. I see some playing the Odd in Asheville. Sometimes co-host of the Metal Forge, Jason Gardner, is in a band called Temptation's Wings down there. Sweet place. Is that
the Oddity? Because I know Oddity.
Yes.
There was all the horrible weather that they had. So this seems like also them still.
Yeah. It totally is. So. Okay. So the deal with that was it was called the Auditorium for a while.
The Auditorium. Yeah.
And apparently Ripley sued them. Because Ripley's Auditorium.
That's all right. Whatever. That's like Tom Petty when he's like, I'm going to sue this guy because he wrote a song that sounds like my song, even though I wrote a million songs that sound like other people's songs.
Right. And a million songs that sound like my own song.
I hate that for them.
Yeah, that was a shitty thing. And plus, I think it was too, that I believe the auditorium is in either Chattanooga or Knoxville or some shit,
or
which is
Asheville, I think.
No, the
Oh wait,
Ripley's.
Ripley's, you mean? I
Yeah, the
okay.
Ripley's one is. Yeah, but the
I got
the
you.
the odd is in Asheville, and it is the same place. It's just not the
It's
auditorium.
always
It's
going to be
just
the auditorium to me, dude.
yeah, for sure. And it's a nice little spot. I really enjoy it.
Good,
It's really
good,
cool.
good.
And then of course, playing in Annapolis, where we'll be doing that, and then obviously playing Reggie's and Sanctuary, some
Yeah,
pretty cool fucking places here on this tour.
yeah, yeah. And I just found out not too long ago. I mean, I posted about it today, but I guess maybe sometime last week we found out that at Reggie's we're like crossing streams, so we'll be on the same bill as Dead Meadow, which is super sick because they're like one of my earliest inspirations. So that's gonna be cool. And the
Now,
Sanctuary, I guess, moved to they like upgraded a little bit. I think we've almost always played the Sanctuary when we're out in like Detroit area.
hell
Um,
yeah, shout out Scott.
so yeah, so there's like a couple familiar places and a couple new places, but I'm excited.
Hell yeah. I mean, and that's the fun part about going to or going to a same town again, and then
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
a different place. And
yep,
and yeah, you get the idea of the first place you played in town kind of thing, and it's
uh
like, yeah, that was
huh,
really fucking rad. But then it's
yeah,
like, but we
yeah,
also played this other place that's really fucking rad too.
yep, yeah, yeah.
And
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 you
you
have
know,
like haven't seen the same people and like friends that live where you like didn't know they lived, kind of just like from.
sure.
I mean, you know how it is. You like play and you meet people and when you cross paths and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be here, and they're like, oh shit, that's 2 blocks from my house.
Oh
you know?
yeah, for sure. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll swing by. And it's like,
Yep.
yeah, cool. Oh yeah, that's the best part of it,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
knowing people in other cities, and that's part of the fulfilling journey of doing this podcast as well.
Yeah.
Because here you're in Philly, I'm in Louisville, and we're talking about cool shit. And next
Yeah.
week it might be somebody in fucking Stoke-on-Trent or some shit,
Yeah.
in England. And it's just whoever fucking pops up on the radar, and it's like, this is a pretty cool fucking band.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are some pretty rad fucking people. You should listen to
Yeah.
them.
Well, I'm
And
looking forward to Indianapolis. That'll be fun.
yeah, Indianapolis is always fun. Louisville's always fun. And honestly, for the most part, yeah. I mean, who hasn't played in shitholes? You know,
Like the first half,
especially,
the first
yeah,
half of my career as a musician.
yeah. And that's most of our first halves of our careers in music are
Yeah.
that way,
Yeah.
where, you play, it's like you get the tip for the fucking bar, and you fucking get in there, and you find out that, when you get there, that there's bullet holes in the wall, where
we
there's
played
fucking bars on the windows.
I mean, I feel like some of our best shows have been basement shows. We played a pretty wild New Year's Eve show years ago at this place in Philly called Century, and it's basically just like a long hallway with a
Oh, so
bar
it's
in
like
it.
Shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was so packed, and they like crowd surfed our guitarists in this tiny little venue. It's just like I mean that to me is like it's cool playing a big room because it gives you some perspective, but like playing a small room where nobody can move is like it feels, I don't know, it's like electric in a different way.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing, is like, you really hit upon that, and I really agree with you to the point to make of, you can play a big room and have the same amount of people
Yeah.
as is in that small room.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're playing for the door,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
apples and apples. It's gonna look sparse in one, and like fucking Madison Square Garden in the
Yeah.
other. and
Yeah.
and that's the whole thing. And honestly, I'm with you. I would almost rather take the fucking 60 cap or the fucking 100 cap room like the
Yeah.
odd is the
Yeah.
auditorium,
Yeah.
and just fucking cram everybody fucking in and just
Yeah.
be you know, what is it? Fucking assholes and elbows or what the fuck
Yeah.
ever they say.
Yeah. 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 It's
So
just,
I mean,
like
yeah,
the intimacy of not only your physical proximity to people who are there, but just like I I am probably biased, but I feel like music is just like almost the highest form of art because you go see a painting and it's the same every time. You read a book and the words are the same every time. You see a movie and it's the same thing every time. Which is not to say that you can't ascribe new meanings to things as you see them, because every play is kind of performed differently, every opera is kind of played differently.
sure.
But like live music is like one of those things where just like it like if you feel like you're inside of what's happening, you know. That's why I'm super stoked to play with Dead Meadow. I think the first time I saw them was like a long time ago. I'll probably date myself, but it was in this very small club and it just like in Delaware, oddly enough. I think there were maybe like 50 people there and it just feels like you're on stage with the band and like it's just a much different energy than when you're playing a room where like you're kind of up here and everybody else is down there. Uh, it is awesome,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
those basement shows and like those shithole shows are like kind of the best
So
ones.
is that show actually in the main room at Reggie's that night, or is
I
it
think
in the
I mean
sidebar?
it's gotta be, dude.
I
Because
would hope
I've
so.
played
Yeah,
both of those rooms, and I feel like Dead Meadows simply would not fit not in
in
the
the
main room. You know what I
in the
mean?
rock bar. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because they
And
haven't
that's a
toured in
great
a
fucking
long
venue to
time.
play. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
and honestly, to me, that room, the big room there,
Yeah,
it is right on the cusp of what I'd consider, that room where you could fit those fucking 150 people in the room and it looked
right.
jam fucking packed.
Yeah.
And and it's just like that because I was there for Legions one year and it was
Oh shit!
great.
Was it the year Marble Blade played?
No, no.
Okay.
We played in 2024.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, and so yeah, I mean, I love that place. And hopefully this coming September, Icehouse going on tour and we're gonna be hitting up Livewire, hopefully. So
Oh, okay. Cool. I know. The most of the things that I know about Chicago is that one, we're playing with Dead Meadow, and two, that apparently there's a Spider-Man exhibit that the other two really are interested in. So
hell yeah.
they could go do
So
Spider-Man stuff.
when you're when you're out on the road and you're going for 15 days, and how do you all get through the time, because you're a three piece, you're probably
Yeah.
what, traveling with a fourth person.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, someone to kind of like do all the stuff, especially merch.
Sure.
Well, we take Mad Libs on the road a lot.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know if anybody can ever see them. But so Mad Libs, a lot of the times, honestly, like usually there'll be somebody just like posted up in the back listening to music, or somebody's taking a nap. Sometimes podcasts or like audiobooks. I did make on one of our tours. I did make like an almost 6-hour playlist
Oh fuck yeah.
of just like road trip like oldies stuff from like 50s and 60s. So sometimes we'll do the group sing along, but then usually if I'm like driving at night and I know everybody else in the van is gonna fall asleep, I put on like Black Magic by Slayer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that the one, so it's keeping you up?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
There's sometimes it's
and
like
it's
somebody's like, "Yeah, I'll ride up front with you," and then like 5 minutes later, you look over and they're just like, "I'm like, all right, well, I guess
so when you're
I
rolling
will
in
make sure that we don't die."
Yeah, for sure. So when you're rolling into town and you're coming up, what I mean, you said like the Spider-Man exhibit, doing things like that. How do you all, how do you gauge, if you're going to be able to have time to do that stuff?
So I'm like a meticulous planner. So when we did like our full US tour, there were a few things I wanted to do that we didn't get to do, but that's fine because, business is business. But um, I'll usually try to plan out, how many hours it takes us to get here. Um, and then kind of see if there's something that we can sneak in, like load in, go do something cool, come back, or drive a little bit overnight to get there early to go do the cool thing and then load in and just chill at the venue. Or if it's like, sometimes like we're dipping up into Wisconsin, I think. So,
You have to go to the Cheese Castle.
you, well, dude, I've been to ask me if I have a hoodie that says "Eat cheese or die," because the answer is yes. Um, I love
What's
that
your
fucking
favorite
place.
cheese?
Mars Cheese Castle. I love that and Uranus. That we're not going that far like into it, but I like the
Oh,
Uranus
damn.
truck stop too. But
What's
no,
it,
I've
what's
been
your
to the
favorite
Cheese Castle.
cheese?
Believe me. I just made Spätzle for the first time tonight. Um, and I think I probably have to say Gouda. Like
Speaking to
I
my
love,
heart,
there's so many
yes.
cheeses that I love, but just like a Gouda anything, it's just oh my god, it's so good. I
Yeah,
forgot about the fucking cheese. Am I allowed to say the F word? I'm sorry.
yeah, absolutely.
I forgot about the cheese castle. We're gonna have to go. But
Fuck yeah.
there was one tour we did where we had two places to play that were kind of like adjacent to each other. So I booked us 2 nights in this Airbnb that had like a pool with a slide. It was in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, actually. So like the one morning we got to get up and like go to breakfast at this place that has like still the local pharmacy attached, and we learned all about Oak Ridge and like Town X and like their high school, sports teams are named the Atomics because they did all these nuclear experiments back in the day. So like, if I could do cool things and like budget it in, I will. But generally, business first.
Sure.
But that countrywide, the nationwide tour that we did, like we went to White Sands. We spent like 2 days out in Joshua Tree. We went to this pool, like natural, like spring pool or
You didn't
whatever,
take
out
the
in
band
Austin, and
picture
like
like you two, did you?
what? Oh God, no, no.
Thank you.
We
Like,
stayed at my uncle's house in Ohio. We went to go see these cool waterfalls, and so you have to budget in like a little bit of time to do cool stuff. And it's always like doors are at 7, shows at 8, load in is at 9 a.m. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
oh yeah.
So you gotta budget in time to like have a little bit of fun, keep
Oh,
yourself
for
sane.
sure. And it's like that's part of the fun of getting to see these other places. It's like, hey, we're going to Detroit. Where can we eat in Detroit that's going to be fucking cool?
I know
You know,
exactly where I'm going. I know exactly where I'm going. I don't know
yeah.
what the fuck it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I know I'm going there and I'll find it.
So on your way to Indianapolis from Milwaukee, uh, there is a place you need to stop at for the cheese in Indiana. It's called
Okay.
Fair Oaks. It's called Fair Oaks Farms, and
Okay.
it's around Lafayette, Indiana,
Okay.
and they have like 26-year aged cheddar,
Dude,
and
don't threaten me with cheese.
like
Don't
it
threaten me
is
with cheese
fucking
because I'll do it.
insane. They've got cheese in there that's like $60 an ounce or some
I'll
shit.
do it. I'll do it. I'll be like, guys, I know we just got paid last night, but listen, we're gonna buy like $500 worth of cheese, and then the
And
rest
it's
will
gonna
come from
be
there.
like this much, then you're gonna have to fucking split it.
Yeah, but listen, we can't stay anywhere tonight. We're gonna sleep in the van, but we have so much cheese.
Yes, absolutely. That's almost like fucking Matt Foley almost.
I mean, it doesn't.
Government
I mean,
cheese down
honestly,
by
the
the
more I
river.
think about it, maybe you mentioned that. The more I think about it, the more it doesn't sound like such a bad gig. You know what I mean? You
Right.
just get to go bathe in the river every day and eat cheese in your van. Sounds pretty
Fuck.
sick.
I mean, right? I mean, it's like Matt Foley is life, right?
And then sometimes people pay you to come talk to their kids about not smoking weed, which count me out, but you know.
Smoking doobies. Great shit. I love that shit.
That's such a good one.
Um, so other than the tour, what it's been a minute, a couple of years since, now I say a couple of years. It's been just
No, it has been a couple of years. I mean, at this, I think come like a couple months. Actually, when we're going on tour, that'll be like I think 2 years since our last album.
but since the last album.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's 26? Are we gonna do a new album this year? Are we gonna do a new EP? Because I know you're no
So
strangers to the EPs and singles.
I would love to do an EP and then an album. Uh, so like I took honestly like so we had the tour at the end of 2024. But then I kind of took like most of 2025 off. Because we've been a band for a really long time, kind of like a longer time than I think some people realize.
Right,
So I
because
started
I'm
having
thinking, it's been about, since, well, the Metal Archive says it's like 2013 or 2014.
yeah. So I wrote the first album at the end of 2012. So we're coming up on 14 years in like December. And we just were like constantly grinding and grinding and grinding. And not that I don't love it, but like, I also have to like make sure that I'm good. And that's the thing that like a lot of people don't talk about is like in this pursuit of your art, you give up like so much of yourself at a certain point. I think that
Right.
it's good to like chill for a bit. So all of which is to say I think we can do an EP and an album because like the first album was 3 songs and it was 30 minutes. But my influences kind of lie all over the place. So I've got like a couple dozen songs in the tank. So after this tour that we're doing, I think probably the plan is to like knuckle down and flesh those out, and then ultimately try to record this year and then release early next year.
Right on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great way to look at it is what you said about, you know, it's okay to have down years
Yeah.
and
And there is
to
like this huge focus on like create, 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 and like content, 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 content. And it's like,
now see, that's the word you
I get
can't
it, but
say
like, it's like, can I just hire like somebody else to do that because I just really want to make some music. So
for sure.
sometimes it's important to like not let yourself burn out and just kind of
And
take a.
and yeah, just as I said a second ago, you when you were like asked if you could say fuck, and I said, oh well, of course, absolutely. That's the word that you shouldn't say is content,
Yeah, I
because
hate it. It like
yeah,
makes my
everybody that I
mouth a
know
little
is
bit.
the real one hates the word. I am not a content creator. I'm an
Yeah,
artist.
and
And
yeah, yeah. You have to adjust, but it's still like not something I ever thought I'd be doing.
sure, no, and I don't think any of us did. Especially when in my like years of coming up, I didn't even have it good you hear about in the 80s where it was all word of
Yeah.
mouth and fucking
Yep.
tape trades
Yep.
and shit like that.
Yep.
I had it in the late 90s where it was fucking, you know, people being able to fucking burn CDs for the first time on their
Hell
own.
yeah, dude. I definitely have like a rock mix October '03 somewhere or something.
Oh fuck yeah. And the fucked up thing about it is there's probably bands on there that are like the commercialized bands of the time, and there's
Yeah.
probably locals that you mixed in with it too, because
Yeah.
that's how I did it, at least.
Uh-huh.
It was just like, because it's like this band reminds me of this band, and I these two songs, I always think would sound fucking great together on a lineup.
I definitely used to like tape stuff off the radio. for sure.
Hell yeah. See, yes, same. I mean, honestly, on the intro to this show, I'm grabbing a tape off my desk that says metal mix. And that's one of the fucking tapes that I taped off of the fucking radio fucking probably 25 or so fucking years, or no, fucking more than 25 years ago, probably close to 30 years ago at this point. And yeah, because that's what the thing was then. And now today, when things like MySpace came around, and early days of the internet with getting your stuff out there to people on a much wider scale, changed the game so much. And then it became the MySpace era, and then the Facebook era, and now it's whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever
And
different social
yeah,
media streaming platform.
what whether you're whatever your political affiliation platform is, or whatever your jdate.com profile, or whatever, or farmersonly.com.
Farmers only.
I mean, I mean, whatever your thing
like
is, whatever your profile is, there's always a band out there that's going to make it. There is I am sure there is a band somewhere, and it's probably Steel Panther, to be fucking fair, that is on like OK Cupid or fucking as a fucking promo for the fucking band.
Yeah, I mean, I think I apologize. My finger is like in the camera. I have to like make sure.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I remember the first time I saw Sleep. It's the same venue I saw Dead Meadow. I saw them in, I mean, rather High on Fire, rather, because I was like familiar with Sleep, and then one of my friends was like, "Oh, have you ever heard this band?" And I was like, "No," and he said, "Well, it's Matt Pike from Sleep, and like they're playing here in whatever, like next weekend or whatever." So then I went to this like 100-cap venue and just watched High on Fire.
Yeah,
Again, like I didn't know, but somebody just told me. But I think that there's also this awesome aspect of like letting people figure out, like it's almost letting people figure out what they want to make popular, rather than somebody just deciding what's popular.
sure.
There is, I mean, obviously, there's another side to that coin, and there is like a bit of, I think, like metal's like the last bastion of like unhomogenized music, and I do kind of see that creeping in a little bit. But by and large, I think it's really cool that there's just this, people, dumbass motherfuckers like Gene Simmons will say shit like rock and roll's dead, blah 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 blah. I'm like, when was the last time you went to a shithole and watched a cool band? Like, never,
Right here says, "This is where I keep all the good Kiss albums," and it's an empty fucking shelf. It is an empty fucking shelf.
I mean,
Shout
listen,
out
I'm
to
not gonna
Marcus.
lie, I do fuck with Disco Kiss. But you know what I'm saying?
Kisco.
It's just like people who
I
say that
mean, to
rock
be
and roll
fair,
is
we
dead
all
just
fucking
don't.
get down with something of Kiss, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very divisive band, but
I think they're a divisive band for like
it
so
might only
many
just be because
different
of
reasons. Yes, it's
yeah.
just so I don't have to like waste a bunch of fucking hard drive space creating content.
Oh, I know. I need so much content, but
Um,
it's just it is like the accessibility. The accessibility to things that you thought, I think this is where we left off. It's just like the accessibility to bands that you didn't know you had at your fingertips is super cool.
sure.
And as someone, I guess, who's like, got one foot in both the past and the future, like part relic, part astronaut or whatever. I'd like to think that like it's not like I don't. I'd like to think that the algorithm has finally caught up to what Heavy Temple is doing,
Sure.
rather than me trying to chase that thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've just kind of always existed, and so now we get to exist in a space with all these bands that
Yeah, you finally
otherwise like
hit
we
that
wouldn't know
role.
about. You know, yeah, like look, yeah, this is and that was a thing too. Like word of mouth. Like I saw this band because somebody said this, that, and the third. I mean, I saw not to be whatever, but like I saw Chemical Romance at a Legion Hall in Delaware with like 50 other people, and then
Sure.
6 months later, it's like
The biggest fucking
so
thing in the world. Yeah.
yeah,
And
so it
and
is
that
it is cool to just hear about stuff and like, yeah, I'll go check it out, sure, without having to do this sort of you have to do like your own endless promotion cycle. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Now,
but
you said something really cool there just a second ago. And this is one of the things that is gone by the wayside. You said in a Legion Hall. How many shows in a Legion Hall have you played in the last decade, though?
maybe one or two, I
And
think.
they were probably local to your area.
Well, I think one was in Jersey and one actually it was I think it was like Doomed and Stoned Indie a long ass time ago, and it wasn't a Legion Hall, but it was like a rec center or something.
Okay.
It was called I can't remember. We played there with Toke. That was like one of the first tours we did was with those dudes. Uh, and like for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, but it was like there's like I'm sure there's a basketball court somewhere. You know what I mean? And we're just playing in like the event space downstairs.
Sure.
Uh, but yeah, by and large, I'm Morgul Blade played like a little spot somewhere in PA. But that's kind of what it is. You're like
Yeah, those shows have gone by the
15,
wayside.
16, and it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, don't drop me off here, mom, because I don't want anybody to see you dropping me off, type shit. And then you just
Yeah.
go find out about a bunch of bands that you've never heard of before.
And then,
There's a mystique to that.
back in that day, the only way you knew was word of mouth, where you had to
Yeah.
fucking you had to like get in contact with like somebody in the band, or they maybe have
Or
had like
somebody
a,
texts you and on your little Nokia. It's
or
like,
yeah. And I'm even thinking
this
even
cost
before
me 10
then.
cents. Come to this show.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like $2 or $3 and, or pay what you can,
Yeah.
all that shit, those shows back in the day. And like, that's where things have like drastically changed, I think.
Yeah. It's like
There's
the only,
no,
yeah.
because of the constant access to content and, the algorithm that feeds everything, that's tailored to your specific, for the thing. There's a guy who says for the things that those people like, those are the things that those people are gonna like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
and I think too with like being able to play basement shows, it's also an indicator of how at least our very particular Western culture feels about art. We used to play house shows all the time and like nobody cared, and now it's like every house nobody can afford to rent, and there are no more crappy basements because somebody's always calling the cops. And
right.
you know what I mean? And it's the same kind of thing with like smaller venues, but um, in some places. But it's just like the ability to have. I mean, I remember when I saw Windhand in my friend's basement like a cajillion years ago. And then I saw them again at like a dive bar that I was working at. I saw Valiant Thor at that dive bar. I saw Bongzilla and Weed Eater and Kylesa and like All Else Failed and Boys That's Fire. Just you know what I mean? Like that kind of. And at that point, those bands were like doing playing bigger rooms. But again, like we were saying, that thing of like packing out 150 cap room, doing that consistently like almost brings me more joy than I love we played with a lot of awesome bands. Most recently, Castle Rat, that was a great room. High on Fire and Acid Bath, that was a great room. But there's just some like this kind of nostalgia that I feel playing to a smaller room that, you know, the green room is like a closet off to the side of the stage,
if at all.
and you're there with everybody, and like there's no separation. That's just, it is very nostalgic for sure.
For sure. And
Yeah.
I remember going to Ozfest in 1999, and the a lot of the second stage bands were doing that. They were right out in
Yeah.
the crowd with everybody
Yeah.
else, and it was just a different time. And
Yeah.
and those shows still remind me of that, where everybody's there, and it's like, you hear from the off chance person of saying, dude, that was great. And you're like, oh, hey, thanks. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. Are you passing through? Are you here? What's up?
Yeah.
You have that
Yeah.
minute with people, and it's so
Yeah.
much more rewarding than, yeah, there's the point in the time where it's something really big and you need that moment. But like for the
Yeah,
most part,
yeah,
it's all
yeah. Because
just a
you do have to.
thing.
I mean, you do have to take a second to like center yourself. Especially when with like singing. Like I like to do the hanging out after, because if I do it before, it's just me yelling over a bunch of other stuff that's going on. But um, yeah, and it's not necessarily that I think. I think that like the moment between bands being accessible and being inaccessible, that time period is much shorter now. So like
Sure.
you'll see a band and you're like, holy shit, this band is so good, everybody should know about them. And then you wake up like a month later and everybody does know about them. And then that ability to have that level of intimacy, I think that time period is just shortened now.
Hmm.
Like I remember I saw Turnstile at Underground Arts, I think it was in Philly, and then like a year later, it's just like there's no fucking way I'm ever gonna experience that again.
Sure.
Um, which like fucking awesome. It's great that there are like these weirder bands out there that are being sort of put onto like the front burner. Um, but I still just I really hold fondly like the ability to see people like that in a small room.
Hell yeah.
and
No,
and
I
to
I
be and
totally
to play
agree.
a small room, like it's cool to hear immediately from people that are watching you, like how they feel about what you're doing, and receive that gratitude.
Hell yeah. So I'm going to ask you some general questions about you as a person.
Sure.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this tour that's coming up. We're gonna kick ass on it. It's gonna be 15 dates across, the Midwest and kind of up north and a dip down south,
Yeah.
with waxed. Check local listings. I know Ice Howl is on one show of that.
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, so what is the piece of gear you regret selling?
Oh, okay. Probably my ESP 5 string. Um,
Okay.
and I don't, for a time I played at the beginning of the inception of the band. I played a Fender 5 string. Um, and that was mostly because as we were practicing, I think our instruments just kind of went out of tune, and then we played a show at Jucifer, and everybody kind of left, so we had to play a 5 string that somebody had, and then everything became we just tuned all of our, I tuned my 4 string down to B. But it was such a like I can't even remember what the setup was, but it was like cherry red and it had all gold hardware.
Mm.
Um, and I think part of the reason I was interested in buying it was because I heard a rumor that Peter Steele played in ESP. But I don't know what the setup was. I don't know what the pickups were, but it was like it's one of like the creamiest basses I've ever played, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
and I didn't really use it. It wasn't like a oh shit I need to pay a bill sale. It was just like I'm just not using this thing anymore. But I really kind of wish I had held on to that.
Definitely. No, I get that. And no, I completely understand what you mean. You know, that feeling that it's like, to me, it's just like it's the extension of your hand.
Yeah, it's very effortless. It was very
And
effortless
yeah,
to play.
it's just like
Yeah,
you take that grasp of the neck, and it's just like, it's amazing.
like
And
your hand was always
honestly,
just supposed to be there.
exactly. And Stella here is that,
Nice.
and she is retired now,
Okay.
but
You
she
put in
is
some
my,
work, man. You got to enjoy your golden years.
yeah, absolutely. So she does come out every so often. We'll probably, because of going on tour, we'll probably end up going on tour. I have to get her fixed. She's so on the Y-shaped keys,
Uh huh.
there's that little like nylon ring that's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that ended up getting crushed. So like I don't know if it ended up if somebody knocked into it or something at the last show
Yeah.
it was at, or what. So yeah, I have to get that
Well,
fixed.
hey, I mean, if you want to bring it with you, we can have our guitarist look at it. He's good. He's fixed people's stuff on tour on the fly.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I that band actually I'm gonna actually have my new bass, my new current bass, I should say. I'm
okay.
actually putting
Does she have a
a
name?
huh?
Does she have a name?
Janine.
Nice. Okay.
Uh
I like
uh
that. That's good.
because I like Janine Melnitz from Ghostbusters, Annie Potts. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean she's amazingly gorgeous in both of those films, and just like the over the top uh 80s like secretary
Yeah.
in New York at the time,
Feel
that
like it's
thing.
very very present but very understated at the same time. I like that.
For sure, for sure. And the mere fact that in the film she ends up with Lewis is great, because like
They're made
it,
for each other.
for sure they are. And so that is it's a PJ Squire, actually,
Okay.
that I just bought a left jazz neck that's all black with white, with the white perloid inlays and binding, uh
Go on.
so I can have the reverse headstock, and it'll be all blacked out except for the white binding on the neck and the white binding on the black pick guard.
That's nice. That's nice.
And I'm so excited that I finally pulled the trigger and did that. And just to have the reverse headstock, being a nerd that way. But I love the jazz bass necks because to me they're
That's
fast.
like all I play. That's all I play is J basses, dude. I don't think I could ever not. It's
Oh
just
sure, like
the extended neck, and again with that buttery, like it feels so effortless. Uh, and most people also don't expect you to be playing a J bass. So
exactly. Yeah,
it's
and for sure, and I think everything has its place that way. For me on gear though, that like if I regretted getting rid of, if I were to strictly go with a bass, it probably would have been my Ibanez 5 that I had.
ooh, I used to have a really nice Ibanez guitar.
And
It's
I
a
mean,
slept. It's really kind of slept on, right? I mean,
sometimes I mean, I think for a time they
maybe
were
it
the
depends. Like genre dependent, maybe.
yeah, I really do. I really do think so, because there for a time, like especially in the early 2000s, like Ibanez was the fucking metal guitar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
total fucking metal guitar, metal basses. They had the B2B series basses and everything, and they had like the active fucking like cutting edge technology in the pickups, and they
And they
still
had like
do.
the ones with like the like switches, so you can like go back and
Yeah,
forth
take in and
between.
out of
Yeah. Your
phase, and
pickups. Yep.
yeah, and they had the fucking like the Bartolini pickups with like that are the giant fucking magnets in them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and
those
yeah,
coils are
that's like
nasty.
cool and all, but like, I mean, like, we're just fucking here playing some fucking metal. It's like, are we gonna fucking really do that? I mean, I got a tuner, a chorus, and a Morley wall.
I have a Morley.
Do you have a bad horsey?
I have the white Burton, the
Oh,
Burton
okay.
tuners. Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, mine is the blue one, the baseball 2 from like 85.
Oh shit. It's a good
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Um so yeah, that's if I were to go with a bass. Guitar wise, I had a Carina Explorer
Okay.
that had that feel to it as well. It's
Uh-huh.
like it's like it was born to play like thrash metal on it, even though it was Carina with the white pick guard, and the
Dude,
gold
I play
hardware.
fucking black metal on a telly. I mean,
I mean, yeah, it's like
you just do whatever works.
you do what it feels good to do it on. Yeah.
I played
Like,
well, I had the Ibanez from Morgleblade, but then my primary became a Strat, and it was awesome. So I feel like that kind of like yeah, and that's the thing with the Starbase is like yes, I have a Starbase, but I'm also doing this with it. And so I feel like the same way, depending on what guitar you're playing, it's like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You know what I mean? Like
right.
come out with
Yeah.
your Carina, and people are like, "What's going on here?"
Sure. Now, and I think that's a great thing too, is just like, as you said, it's like whatever it feels good to play it on. If it feels good to play it on that telly, do it. Because,
Uh-huh.
for one, it's going to be a memorable thing because not a lot of people do it if there's any. But the other thing is, just it changes the technique in which you play,
Yeah, and the whole
and that's
sound, like the
like
shape
switching
of
a
it,
pick.
kind of. Yeah.
What are you currently building?
Like band wise or
In general, this is about you. This
anything.
is about Nighthawk as a
Oh
person.
well. Um, I mean, like physically, I'm literally currently building a merch display.
I'm sorry.
um, well, because like I feel like you have to have like I made like a couple pieces of like clapboard with some screws so we can set everything up because I feel like just putting things on a table, it just doesn't pull the eye in. So I am quite literally building a merch display now. Um,
Hell yeah.
but and also because I have like a lot of scrap wood at work and I like to stay busy. Um, but I mean, as far as Heavy Temple is concerned, like I said, we took a little bit of time off, and we've got like a bunch of new music uh, that we're going to be working on. So I guess sort of rebuilding Heavy Temple a little bit. We have, as you may or may not know, I've had a couple different lineups. Because just between people's creative pursuits and personal things, like it's just hard to
Sure.
keep up. Sometimes we have a guitarist that like was working for NASA now. Uh, so, but um, as with each lineup, I think the goal is always to get better. So I think what we're working towards is it'll be different, but it'll be good, and it'll be Heavy
No, for
Tempo. But
sure.
I think people are going to be surprised, but hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing is, yeah, with each new incarnation, you hope to get better, and you know, and I think ultimately we do. yeah, I mean, there's always dark times when you look back on things. They like,
And the
yeah,
amount of
I
times
can't
I've
believe I
wanted to
did.
just sell all my shit and be like,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
done. But I can't. I don't think I can. I don't think the world will let me. Like the universe
nope.
won't let me
I,
do that.
I am
No.
100% with you on that.
Yeah.
What's something about yourself that people would be surprised to learn about you?
I've seen Bad Bunny more times than I've seen Metallica.
I mean, like, are we talking like one or two times, or you seen Metallica like 47 times and
No,
Bad
no,
Bunny
no.
like
I mean,
90?
I. So I guess that's a bit of like a trick answer rather than a trick question. No, I've seen Bad Bunny twice and I've seen Metallica once, and I might own more Bad Bunny albums than I own Metallica albums.
I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I
There's
mean,
not. I mean, listen. I love ABBA. I love the Bee Gees. I love Italian disco. I love '90s dance music.
Lemmy
Uh,
loved fucking country music. And like
yeah,
he especially loved female country singers between, you know, like the 1950s and the 1970s.
he strikes me as like probably a Loretta Lynn fan. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Or like definitely Dolly.
Yeah. I can
Man,
tell.
can
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
imagine Lemmy? Can
You
you
know,
imagine Lemmy and Dolly Parton cutting a fucking duet together?
I mean, that's almost that would be amazing for one.
Like I hate
And
AI, but if AI could make that happen, that'd be so
oh
sweet.
gosh, you know, you said it, and our phones are picking this up, and
I know.
it's like
I'm
it's you're
expecting them to
going to
drop down
see
from the
it.
ceiling any minute.
Yeah, you're going to see it in like the next like
It'll be a
24
month.
hours.
Yep. Yeah.
And it'll be something crazy because you know he actually did the duet with Wendy O
Yeah.
for Stand By Your Man, which is
Yep.
what caused Fast Eddie Clark to leave the band.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know all that. Okay.
yeah,
That's
which is
interesting.
it's great stuff. Um, what are your values, and are you being true to them?
That's a good question. Um, I mean, I think ultimately the golden rule always applies, but we're not perfect. I don't think I'll say this. I don't think I have to be perfect. I just have to try to be better. So I'd like to think that when I am when life presents me with a situation, uh, I might not always, you know, nail it on the head 100% of the time, but I'd like to think I can at least take something from it and try to do better the next time, you know?
Sure. I mean, and that's all that I think any of us try to do. You know, I think that's the, you know, we exchanged in Messenger earlier about fucking jobs.
Yeah.
You know, about how we're both kind of over having jobs and shit like that. And it's just like, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, granted, it's like whatever it is that you do for your job and whatever it is that I do for mine. And it's like ultimately there's some bit of satisfaction that's there other
Sure.
than the paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, whether or not, you know, and yeah, and then just doing, you know, just trying to do one thing better each day, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like, even if it's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have had that fucking pint of ice cream, you know,
Yeah.
or the
And I
cookie
mean,
dough if that's your thing, or you know,
sometimes
that
both
whole
maybe.
fucking nug.
I crushed a whole bar of chocolate before this interview. It was great. Well, and everybody's also like, everybody also has a bunch of reasons for doing the things that they do. So, also, like, a part of trying to be better is like being a little bit more patient, being a little bit more, empathetic, or everybody has like kind of a different love language. So especially with your friends and people that you care about, just trying to like learn what that is. And I kind of liken it to like playing music with different people. Playing music with different people throughout my experience as a musician, playing with different people makes me a better player. So learning different things about people that I care about makes me a better person. So it's kind of draw that like that metaphor or analogy.
Definitely. Absolutely. I can get on with that. What's been the best part
I'd
of
like
your
to
day?
I'd like to think I'm doing it.
Hey, yeah. I mean, if that's what it's about, if you feel like you are, then I think you are. Hell yeah. What's been the best part of your day so far?
uh, whew, honestly, I still think yesterday, kind of posting about how we're gonna
Yesterday
play.
was the best part of your day so far.
Well, only because I've just been thinking about how cool it is to play with Dead Meadow, and I know I've said it like probably like 6 times already. But I guess a bigger part of it is going on this tour, like this sort of little press junket thing that we've been pushing. You know, it is kind of silly, but every time you see that somebody has liked or commented on this thing where like you're expressing how cool it is that you get to play with one of these bands that influenced you so early on. We didn't really do too much touring last year. We played like a handful of really awesome shows. I think the 3 shows we played last year, all within like a couple of months of each other, was like High on Fire and Acid Bath, and then we played with Fu Manchu, and then we played with Castle Rat. So like that's a pretty good trifecta.
Yeah.
Um, but we weren't sure really what we were going to end up doing this year, and we've been wanting to go on tour with Wax. I'm getting to a point, don't worry.
No, no,
But
no. I'm
we've been
intrigued.
wanting to go on tour with Wax for, I mean, shit. I saw them at Muddy Roots 6 years ago, and then the drummer that we have now, I would like punished him about Wax for like 2 years, and he finally saw them at Muddy Roots, and so like we've been wanting to do this with them for a really long time. And they're fantastic. Like they're awesome live, and they're really nice people, like good people, and um, so I don't know. The best part of my day, kind of for the last couple of weeks, has just been like getting excited about this tour, and like I get to like make new merch, and we get to have practice, and I get to like buy a van. I think maybe I should start a GoFundMe for that one, but no,
Oh, wow. The tour is
I'm
booked and you don't have a van yet?
no, we've never had. We always rent.
Oh, okay.
I've been a band for like 13 years, and I've never had a I've never had a band.
Actually,
But
hang
I am
on. Let
thinking
me
about
let
buying
me
one.
let me look this up here. So you mentioned earlier in the episode that you used to record things on tape from the radio.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever do the same thing with VHS where you
Oh, a
recorded
thousand
them?
percent.
What was a movie that or a show that you recorded onto VHS that you had to watch with the commercials and all after you had watched it or
With the
recorded it?
commercials, probably Big Lebowski,
Oh fuck
because
yes.
it was the edited for TV version.
Oh my god, you have got to still have that.
It might be at my mom's house somewhere, but that's like when he's like, "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the
The
Alps."
Alps. Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I think the Coen brothers were like, "You can put this on edited, but we are the ones who get to like write the edits."
Oh my god.
But yeah,
And
I definitely have that with commercials.
and it's so fucking funny because like he doesn't just say find a stranger in the Alps every
Yeah.
time.
No.
It's different F words for the fuck and different A words for the ass.
Yeah.
And and it's when when you folly a stranger in Africa or some fucking weird shit. Like there is a version, and it might be like that Mandela effect thing that I might just like be thinking that,
I
but
mean,
like I'm
I
pretty
wouldn't put it
sure it
past
is
either of
that
them.
way.
I wouldn't put it past either of them to write that in there.
Oh yeah, because it's completely fucked, you know.
I feel
And
like I should try to like see if I can find like an edited for TV version of Fargo or something.
oh my gosh, that would be great too. Like some of those movies, like what is it like Yippee Ki Captain Falcon?
Dude, I
And
think 90s were like 90s were so cool. I sound like
yeah,
such an old fart, but they really were, man. Like nobody knew
like
where you
I
were.
remember I was talking
Nobody
about
knew where you
this.
were. You were listening to shit you shouldn't have been listening to and watching the shit that you shouldn't have been watching, but everybody pretty much turned out okay.
Yeah, for sure. And like I remember, okay, so like on the Ice Giant episode here like a few weeks back, we were talking about like what's your favorite film, you know, what it was particularly what's your favorite action film. And they were all like
Predator.
Terminator. But okay, yeah, Predator, fuck yes. You
Predator,
know,
man. I'll fight everybody
and
in Ice
and
Giant. It's
probably my
Predator.
favorite actual action film
Yeah.
is, if I were to say actual is like action, um, would probably be Aliens.
I mean, I feel like any of those three movies, because it's all kind of like, I would say like maybe Predator and Terminator just because they both have Arnold in them,
Sure,
but they're all like so uniquely awesome and badass. And I'll tell you a secret. I don't know if you know this already. Ripley's character was written for a man. And
yeah,
that's why Sigourney Weaver is so badass, but it's really shitty because I'd also like to think that Sigourney Weaver would just be badass in general. But
well,
like, yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
it's
mean,
it's just funny. Like I love that she was cast in that role because she's fucking perfect. When Tom Skerritt's like, we gotta let this guy back in, and she's like, I can't. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry.
right, and that's and that's a great deal. Like, I'm glad that like the Ripley character is so iconic to just the action in general.
Yeah, yeah, and the fact that you never actually in the first movie you never actually like see it until
Oh
kind of
yeah,
the very end there. Like it's such a it's all it's like it's literally it's like a slasher movie but in space.
sure. Oh,
Yeah, like a
absolutely. Yeah.
giallo in space where you never actually like like the leather gloved killer or whatever, and then you just kind of it's like at the end it's like bleh,
Oh,
and then you
yeah,
make the sequel.
definitely. Yeah, and then the sequel is, frozen in time 57 years later,
So cool, dude. It's so
yeah, like
badass.
the extended version of that, like the director's cut is fucking
I-
amazing.
I'll have to watch that. I wish that he directed more of them,
Yeah.
but
3 is
can't win them all.
3. I don't mind 3.
Three that's the prison planet one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
where they end up killing Newt, spoiler alert,
yeah,
and Hicks, spoiler alert.
yeah, yeah.
And then and Resurrection is just it's fun for what it is.
Dude, it is fun for what it is. You're right.
I mean, it's almost like one of those films that shouldn't be on DVD or Blu-ray, but it is because it's part of a series. But if it
I
if
mean,
it
I do
had
like
no
Brad Dourif.
connection,
I like Brad Dourif, and yeah, I feel like sometimes it's like the same thing with Halloween, where like depending on where you come in the series, you like kind of
like H2O, yeah.
there's like yeah, even that one. I love that one. I love all of them. Scream is the best horror franchise, but that's a different thing.
H2O is the one with Buster Rhymes, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's Halloween because there's Halloween Resurrection, and then
Hmm.
there's Halloween H2O. But I think H2O is with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like, yeah, all that. But no, mine would probably the one like you said, the Big Lebowski. Mine would probably be Monday Night Raw.
Wow, Okay.
like taping it off a fucking cable and then
Shit,
like
dude.
taping it with the commercials
What
and then
are the
like
commercials
getting
at that time?
mad. What's that?
What are the commercials at that time?
Oh my gosh. Probably uh like like the old school jingle style commercials where it's
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
like Progresso soup because it's chunky. And like it's like it's not like grandma used to make. It's
Oh,
Progresso.
fuck yeah. Oh
Shit
man.
like that.
Or like there'd be like the Super 8 motel commercials.
Oh yeah,
Or like
like
the 1
or the
800
Motel
collect
6.
commercials.
It's like where they're fucking
Oh
staying
yeah.
and yeah.
There's
Like,
like
hi.
the country jingle that comes with it. Yeah.
Yep, the country jingle. It's like, we'll leave the light on for you.
Uh man, that's all I
Dude,
need to
one
know.
of the fucking greatest Motel 6 stories in my life is in 2012. We Overload, my thrash band, played in Hollywood at the Whiskey, and we had stopped at like 3:30 in the morning in Baldwin Park and got a motel room for literally 5 hours.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
And
And then you
and
wake up at 3 a.m. for the fucking continental breakfast that only lasts 30 minutes.
oh no, like we got there at like 3 a.m. and our checkout was at 11.
Uh,
And so yeah, we literally got like 4 hours of sleep. And it's like, hey, fuck it. And like walking outside, and it was like an episode of Cops going on. And it's just like, holy shit, like cameras every fucking where, fucking like, listen here, motherfucker. You know, like every fucking thing going on. We're like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Hopefully, we can load in at like noon. Fucking
yeah,
Flash venue
we've
didn't open until fucking 4.
yeah, there was one place we stayed where it's like they had one towel and there was a bunch of dead spiders in the shower, and I think there may have been blood on the wall. It gets weird out there.
Yeah, it really does. Like touring in your 20s versus touring in your 30s and 40s are vastly different things.
It
You
is.
tend to find out what you will and won't do.
Yeah, like I mean, I'll sleep on a floor occasionally, but I prefer a bed because
Sure.
also, I mean, frankly, like it's something you take for granted when you're younger. It's like if a good night's sleep would actually really help me play better and sound better.
Yeah. Not being
But instead, I'm just gonna
hungover
stay awake until
completely.
4 in the morning.
Oh, for sure. And that's like but those are some of the fun parts of doing it though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't take any of it back. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely not. So, anyways, I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links they're listed below. Give likes, shares, follows, go do all the things and all the stuff because that's where it fucking matters. Go see them on tour. It's coming up here in April and going to the beginning of May. Fuck yeah. Um, like this across the US kind of deal. And whoa, somebody in the background. Yo, hey.
Oh yeah, we're doing a wardrobe change.
Oh yeah, fucking metal. Um, so yeah, but anyways, so fucking yeah, just fucking supporting any and every way you can. Go buy merch, go fucking see shows, do the things and all the stuff. Dude, Nighthawk, fucking killer fucking name as always. I love it.
Thank
It's
you,
like
thank
you
you.
know, that's it. It's funny because I do know one other Nighthawk, and he works at a diesel shop in that used to be a sister company to the company I currently work at before we were bought out. And that was just like it's like Nighthawk here, and fucking
I'd like to think if I were my alter ego might work at a diesel shop. You
yeah, for sure. I could totally get that. Um,
know. To be fair, I did get it from Tom Waits, Nighthawks at the diner.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, who would you like to shout out and what else would you like to promote today? Give out social medias, do the things.
Well, I mean, really just a shout out to Wax. They're we've been like watching them grow as a band, and they're friends of ours, and so go check them out. They're really kind of, I don't know, they just like, we were walking past them at a festival and we heard them playing. We were immediately drawn in, and I feel like they have a tendency to do that to pretty much everybody. So I would say go check them out. Obviously, look us up on the internet. We're kind of everywhere. And if you're free between April 16th and May 2nd, we'll be on tour. And then I think maybe West Coast in the fall. We'll see. But just keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground, and we'll have hopefully some new music either this year or next year.
Fuck yeah. Hell yes. Absolutely. So getting like sometimes I like to get like the philosophical end of the show. Sometimes, it's just like lighthearted stuff. Um do you buy into conspiracies and stuff like that?
Listen, that's going to take us a whole other podcast episode.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, so do you like dig into like the podcasts and stuff for like, like Last House on the Left, the horror based podcast about
Last
scares
podcast.
and
I actually just
or just like
saw
these
them.
like unsolved mystery style podcasts about conspiracies and stuff.
So I have my own thoughts about the direction of the world, but I do think it's interesting that basically everything that everybody said was true is probably true at this point. All bets are off. Um, but I think I think the more layers you peel back, it almost becomes harder to process everything. So my only advice would be to just piecemeal it. But um, I'd be
Navigate the
lying if
best you
I said
can.
I thought that there weren't some things that, you know, it makes sense that people would want somebody to know about something that they've done or participated in.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because what I mean, if you've had any psychological training about, serial killers and stuff like that, and it even relates back to Predator,
Yeah.
going back to Predator, which is the most primalist of thing. What
Or
did
that or
what
but
what
I
did the
feel like
Yacha
go
what
ahead,
what
go ahead.
what did the Yacha do in the films? He
Well,
kept
he
trophies,
only goes after people. He will only go after what he considers to be a formidable enemy.
but he takes trophies,
Oh, he certainly does.
and all of them do. And but in that trophy, that's a brag to
Yeah.
whoever sees it. That is a brag that you do not fuck with me. And why wouldn't it be that, like, yeah, that conspiracy theory thing of what you said, that like, people wanting people to know about it because it's a brag, but it's just like it becomes a rumor, and you're just like, yeah, I heard about that. That's crazy. It's
Well,
like,
I think it's part of like wanting to be in on something that nobody else is in on.
sure.
Except that when you find out like what's actually going on, it's like it's not that fun anymore. If that makes any sense. Like, I'm sure everybody wanted to be on the list until people found out they were on the list, and then it's like not fun anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure. Yeah, when it's just like, when you're on the guest list, I mean, there's some guest lists you don't want to fucking be
No,
on.
no. Yeah,
No, definitely fucking not.
yeah.
Um, Thank you so fucking much. This has been awesome.
Oh,
So
thanks so
about the
much for having me,
real
dude.
quick though, real quick about the conspiracy thing. We've talked about going to the 90s, so I'm assuming we're near the same age. Um, that like Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you find out that people that you thought were kooky are actually probably not that kooky.
Yeah, so like, do you believe in a lot of the stuff that he talks about?
I mean,
Like,
it
he
depends.
talks about why they squashed a three-party system and
Oh, I know, but that also makes it like from if you go back further, if you go back far enough, and I will say this as somebody who is from Delaware,
right.
the
First
DuPonts,
state.
the first state, but the DuPonts also in Delaware,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much responsible for like every horrible thing that's going on currently. So it makes sense if you are a ruthless piece of shit who will stop at nothing for your own personal gain. You start to think about like, oh, somebody invented something cool that will help a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden they get found in like some hotel room in like, you know, Duluth. It's like
Yeah.
then it kind of makes
Somewhere where
sense
they've
that
never fucking been ever in their
the tip
life.
that Jesse's on.
What's that?
I Well, it starts to make sense. The tip that Jesse's on is like anytime somebody comes up with a good idea that could help somebody that isn't making a shitload of money, they're like, "No, that's pretty crazy. I don't think we can do that."
But no, you're absolutely right. And it's like, honestly, I equate, and when you said Jesse, it sparked a moment in there. It's like the journey that he's on is, I'm thinking also like Jesse Pinkman too, like getting the fuck out of it, going to fucking like Alaska. If you've ever seen like Breaking Bad and all of that, because
Oh
there's like
yeah,
that
yeah.
whole underside of everything that's entrenched into corporate America, where corporate America is funneling the fucking meth fucking shit.
Well, yeah,
And
they came out about that recently, and they were like, "Yeah, the Reagan administration definitely just like funneled crack into black communities on purpose." So it doesn't. It's the same thing with all the cartel stuff going on. It's like, oh, so like the war on drugs, you could definitely just go in and like cancel it, but you won't because it helps you open up a clinic so you can make money on the thing that yeah.
yeah, and like, take for example CVS. The fucking company of CVS owns Aetna Insurance. They own doctors' offices. Uh
Oh, I didn't know
they
that.
own drug production companies,
No, that doesn't surprise me.
and they own the fucking pharmacies.
Well, it's like
So
when the insurance company has a middleman to negotiate your drug prices with the company that the insurance company owns. It's like, come on,
exactly.
man.
And
Just give me
yeah,
my shit for free.
so it's like, take for example, they call them full service customers in the healthcare industry.
Oh, because you could just
Like,
sell
if
them
you go
everything.
to if you have Aetna insurance and you go to a doctor that's owned by CVS, who owns Aetna, and they prescribe the drug that's being manufactured by the same
By the
company,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you
it's
get it
again,
filled.
it's a great business model if you're a piece of shit.
Exactly. And that's like what the fucking the worst of the worst type shit is. And it's like, fuck that. And yeah, there's no
Yeah, I
warfare but class warfare.
well, if I'm bringing it full circle, that's kind of why I think this is why music is so important, is because this is why like being creative and like still enjoying life is super important. It's the what's the name of the album? The Idols album, Joy is an Act of Resistance. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's it. The idea is for us to feel like it's hopeless, but it's not. Like, and even if it is, so what? What are we gonna do? Just be miserable until the lights go out? The best thing we can do is just keep sharing with each other, keep making music, keep making art, keep being happy when it feels like you shouldn't be happy, or it's hard to be happy, or we feel guilty for being happy. Just like I said, like we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be like a little bit better. you know?
Fuck yeah, I totally agree with that. And yeah, to put a button on it for me, it's just like, if you're gonna do that thing, go fucking do that thing. If you
Yeah,
I
do it
am
all the
guilty of this
way.
myself. Let me tell you what. I am guilty of this myself. And in this fucking world, it's hard to fucking get the motivation to go out and actually do something new
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
When
yeah.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, it felt easier to do it. You could
Well,
you
the more
found out
you
how to
live,
do it.
the more you live, the more you feel the weight of it, if that makes any sense.
Sure. Yeah, because
Uh,
you've put it off for so long.
yeah, yeah,
If you feel like, if telling your boss to go fuck himself and like starting and getting a new job is your thing, you do it. If
yeah,
fucking coming out is your thing, you do it. You fucking do, you know, if you fucking want to be an actor, go fucking act. That's one of my things. I want to do a
yeah,
play this year. I want to try to
yeah.
do a play this year.
I
I
wrote a
want to book this.
screenplay because I just wanted to write a screenplay. Like what's stopping?
Yeah, and I mean, I
You
want to
know?
shoot more. I want to shoot more music videos with bands. I want to do more of that. I want to get into more editing, like,
Yeah,
as much as I do on this,
yeah.
but yeah, so like if you want to do something, fucking do it. There's nothing but you holding you back,
I can honestly say like there have been times where I have been like paralyzed by myself, and I'm just like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do that, and then like, what if the world ends? Like, just dumb shit, and it's just like, well, yeah, but what if it doesn't?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Or my thing
you
is
know,
is like I look a particular way here, like I'm pretty sure I could be typecast as like a biker character or the fucking the
like,
muscle character, but like but then the thing in there's like, well, what if I had to cut my hair or shave? It's like, do I want to do that? It's like I've almost
no,
got
the answer
my,
is no. The answer is no.
it's just like
We all have to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
very much so. So on our way out today, what from Heavy Temple do you want to play?
Probably Jesus Wept. It's my favorite.
Absolutely. Jesus wept. Metal every day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series.
Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire.